is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
And I'm excited because we're about to get into On My Grind. And before we do that, we also tell you that Rhythm was leo itakuwa moto. Rhythm inaitwa Dr. Bird Rhythm 2007. And you got two heavyweights, Wayne Wonder and Collie Buds. And it's going to be a fire one. So do stick around for that. That's coming through. But right now, we're about to get into a conversation on Jada Lakota Public Opinion. Get ready. And we've got a guest. Amesema she's the founder of Gaze Group of Companies, and she's here to talk to us about hizo challenges zenye mayouth face, especially ukikuwa kwa hii industry ya kufanya mabusiness. So anaitwa Muthoni Ngugi. Welcome to the show. All right, so Muthoni, umekuwa ukifanya biashara for how long?
This is the 6th year.
Yeah. And in the challenges gani umekuwa ukiget? How did you even decide to get into furniture?
Well, it's a long story. I used to work somewhere as an account manager. And then kidogo, I've gotten my first house, and then I started furnishing from like local fundis. And then the whole apartment would be like, oh, I love your stuff. So after a year or so nikaona acha tutengeneze pesa nayo.
Na kuna challenges gani ukuanga kwa kutengeneza furniture? Kwa sababu ukiangalia ukitembea Nairobi kila estate tu kuanga na wasewa mafundi wako tu hapo nje. Hapa South B hata mshanga hizi kitanda za hapa zinyeshewi.
Zinakuanga hapo 24/7.
Zinakuanga hapo 24/7 mzee.
That's a good observation.
Unakuanga na challenges gani kutengeneza furniture?
Well, mafundi unajua mafundi kudila mafundi ni hard. Mtu anakuambia in 2 weeks atakuwa nayo, then in that 2 weeks mara alivunjika mguu, mara oh my god, mara the grandma is sick. So many excuses. So as a business person you give a timeline that covers all that. So you under promise and over deliver. So tukipeana kama a month or 21 to 30 days, it covers for all those excuses in cases of eventualities, be it theft. Because mona umesema vitanda ziko nje, they can be theft, they can be theft. What else? Fire, all those things.
All right, 20 minutes past 9 a.m. We're speaking with Muthoni Ngugi. She's the founder of Gaze Group of Companies, and atatuongelesha juu ya challenges zenye anapata kwa biashara. Right now I want to take another musical break. Here's Etana with
Morning Vibes, where you are the MVP. No negative vibes.
Unajua unaweza amka uangalie trend list na useme hii ndio watu wa Kenya wanaongea juu yake, but then alafu kianza ku research unasema it's the Japanese that are talking about it.
Nitalete your story.
Leo we're going to take a few Japanese classes.
Can we just say that Kenyans have a dirty mind?
No, I'm just saying language is a very interesting thing. Unajua there are words that we use in English, and then you turn to like maybe somewhere like in Philippines, and in their local dialects, that word means something completely different.
True.
And that's exactly what's happening right now. Naomi Osaka has opened a biashara. We're going to talk about it. Also, I'm looking at number 5 hashtag on the trend list. Hii ni jina imekuwa trend kuanzia jana, Franco Begi, and there's a lot of conversation happening there. 19.3 thousand tweets. Think about the WhatsApp groups. Think about the Facebook groups that are having these conversations. Think about the Telegram. These are thousands of people having a conversation about this young man who lost his life.
I usually say it's not just about conversations, it's about also the lessons that other young men can learn from this experience.
It's what we always have On My Grind, and we got a very special guest hapa in studio anaitwa Muthoni. Muthoni is actually a biashara. Miali decide kuingia biashara ya furniture. Now let me ask you this, Muthoni. You find a lot of young people who are listening, even old people who are listening, wamekuwa kifanya hiyo yenye unaita fundi. What makes the difference between the fundi and the owner of the business? Because you look at a lot of people who are doing amazing crafts, right? Lakini si wao ndio wanafanya hizo mabiashara. Unapata mwingine anakuja anasema mimi nitakuwa hapa, mimi nitakutafutia wewe nitakwambia venye utafanya. Is it that mtu ana hiyo plan ama?
So you make the furniture?
They're the ones making the furniture. Yes. So wewe umekuwa hapa unajiita fundi wa mbao. Alafu mwingine ataingia aseme mimi nafanya business. So sasa unatafuta ufundi wa mbao who has been doing this as a career, right? Anajita carpenter. Na kuna skill fiti sana, anaweza kwa akijipackage fiti, anaweza kwa kiuza hizi vitu a primo price. Lakini mdem smart ka Muthoni atengea seme, you know what, me I've got some ideas, I know where the world is going in terms of furniture designs and everything. Mimi nitakulipa, we nitengeneze hii kiti. So now you become an employee to somebody else. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think someone who's gone to school and someone who has not gone to school run a business quite differently, you know. So if you've gone to school, you bring professionalism. That means if you say 30 days, it's 30 days. And if in case there's a delay or something, you write an email, communicate. And like a fundi, atazima tu simu. By there utampata.
So hiyo ndio challenge. Hiyo communication yake inakuwa mbovu.
So how they run a business tofauti kabisa. Alafu how they look at the day to day. Tutakula jioni, that's it for them. But as we have a vision, there's somewhere we are going, you know. We are, like for example, Gaze is going international, that's for sure. Yeah, so yeah, hiyo ndo tofauti. Hao wana vision, hao wako poa. Utapata since
akuna skill, but you know he doesn't know how to do the skill.
Utapata ukiwa mtoi, there was a fundi next door. You will go back now, for example, 20 to 26 years later, he's still doing the same thing. But now a business person akichukua that direction na kuwe na mafundi wake, utapata every 2 years there's a massive transformation. Yeah, that's the difference.
Unasikia kenye kina happen hapa. And you know, if I remember when we were speaking with Professor Ajakoya, and he was talking about the potential. Or should I call him the fifth Professor Ajakoya? I don't want to get you the potential. And you find that one of the key things, ukipata msee anatoka kutoka majuu, ukitembea hata ukiangalia hizi places ka, you know, one of the biggest furniture stores, I've forgotten the name. Ukiangalia products zenye wanatengeneza unasema this hata si wooden. We've got people who do proper stuff here.
Wood.
Lakini sasa shida ukuangani huo fundi ambao hata take time ku research on nini na happen in the world, what are the needs. And you know what she's talked about, mtu anafikiri day to day. So unapata msee atatoka place useme okay fine, you guys are here for furniture, great, you'll be my workman. Na hiyo ni biashara yako unarun.
Imagine
so you have to end up working under somebody else, and all you have to do, which she has mentioned, communication skills. Tuseme tu kweli, mafundi ya kwangi na communication skills fiti. Hata kudanganya. Badala tu ku let you know that nyewe hii kitanda bado. You need to give me and communicate in time. Si lazima nikupigie nikwambie bwana nani kitanda yangu iko wapi, azime simu nini. Number 2, could do your research. Hata kuandika, package yourself and say, I can send you an email. You can find me on my WhatsApp. Right now, even WhatsApp, ikona business WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
So when you're working with your fundis, because there's a lot of people who are also doing similar, who we have spoken to, what do you find is the number one moving product? Ni nini watu can't do without?
A bed for sure. Me sijui.
A bed.
Yeah, sijui why Kenyans love the bed.
Yeah. Because we want to sleep.
But we move beds quite fast.
Oh yeah, okay.
We made like 20 to 30, sometimes up to 35 beds a month.
Wow.
See, so I sijui. Yeah, I'm still doing my research. Well.
So somebody makes the order, alafu ndo mnamtengezea ama anakuja tu anachikia hapo hivyo kwa store.
Kenya unafaa kujua Muthoni. Umeisikia nyumba inaitwa sit-sitter. There's your answer. Tunarudi.
Positive vibrations on the morning vibes.
Wacha nikuambie, Kenyans are the real legends.
Why do you say so?
Because I think Kenyans tunakuanga na skill mob.
Absolutely.
You know, what would you rather have? And I want to ask my guest, Muthoni, karibu sana tena sana. We appreciate having you here this morning. I want to ask you, the two people in the studio, what would you rather have, skill or education? If you had to choose one. If you had to choose
That's
one.
That's a good one. That's
right?
not saying both.
Okay,
Just I'll start. I'll go with education because I can always learn the skill.
Well, I'll go with skill.
Yeah.
Because with skill, I'll make money and go to school.
I'm going to go with skill.
I'm
going to go with skill.
Yeah, why?
Because I feel like there are so many things that we can do with our own hands that if we decide to now upskill by maybe getting more education about it, it's possible. Lakini wacha nikuulize, education yako, uko na education, tumekuwa place huko pali, tuko somewhere hakuna network, hakuna nini, hiyo education yako inatusaidia na nini? Lakini mimi nitatumia mkono zangu niseme wacha nitafute job hapa nitatumia hizi mikono.
Unajua nini nasema hivyo Sheila? For me, I just bounce back to reality kwa ground of Kenya. I never want to be like Sakaja. Ndio uko na skill of talking in a public platform, running your office, but education important, and of course, especially sasa your papers.
Sasa hiyo ofisi ni moja. Tunaongea juu ya millions of Kenyans. Kuna wa Kenya wengi wako na mapepa. Ni ukweli? Ni kweli?
Of course, it's a fact.
Hata hii journalism. How many journalists wanatoka kwa shule annually? About 16,000 graduates.
Daily.
Ofisi ni zile moja. Nilikuwa naongelesha majournalists wengine hapa students, nikamwambia mimi unaona hiki stoki. Sasa you need to skill. You need to skill.
Ulisema utoki.
Yes, stoki.
So let me ask you, if you had a child na nataka kuingia hii a skill based career, say for example kitu kama furniture, journalism, ama
wacha kuongea juu ya mtoto, wacha nikwambie my personal.
Unaweza advice aje?
Wacha nikwambie my personal. Mimi, I made a commitment about 5 years ago that I'm going to learn as many skills as I can. Because I
learn in school?
No.
In the job?
On the job. So like right now, I applied for an internship to a friend of mine who makes jewelry. Right? And in your mind you're thinking, ni ule apana, he makes silver. So ile kusmelt, ile kutengeneza hizo. Have you ever seen how a ring is made? It is such a process.
It's a complex one.
It is a beautiful, complex process. And you see, because he takes time to package himself, kuna wengine unasema fundi wa ring, king, fundi. Lakini him, he's a he's a jeweler, right? And so he's nina learn kusmeltio, how to pick the right silver, how to smelt it,
how to look at the,
turn it into liquid, and then now turn it, and then now beat it, all those skills. And so many other skills I've learned in the process. I'm teaching myself how to DJ, right? Because skills open up doors. Right? Then if I need the education for this particular skill, I'll go look for it, because the internet is your oyster.
I mean, it's really, man, you can learn everything.
You know what I mean? So how can we help our people out here who have skills and they don't know how to now scale it to say, how can my shop be the next IKEA? You see, like MUTHONI, who was taking this and she said, gaze furniture to the world. What would you tip some guy? Fundi sai ukipitia hapa Ngong Road, ma radio ziko on wanatusikiza. Ukipitia hapa South B, ukipita huko Kitee, kila pahali kuna wasee wa mafundi wa kila kitu. What would you tip them? What are some of the things that you'd advise? You have fundis working for you.
Well, mentorship schools. Alafu pia the government has tenders for furniture. They will go like when there is furniture kubwa and they're not long lasting. If you empower a small fundi somewhere, atakuwa an example to many other people, and they'll take their skill seriously. For example, there are people do I speak for myself or other people?
You can use yourself as an example, obviously.
I have made so much money. At 23, I had a home. I had bought a home in Kamulu with the same thing. Na mi si fundi. I'm just a business owner. So ndapatana na fundi maybe I met
But did you have to learn the skill? Kuelewa your craft?
Skill yake ni ku-organize our say.
No, but I'm saying, do you have to understand the process of now kutengeza hizi ma...
Yeah, you do.
I'm assuming
because
you do,
that is also a marketing skill. You have to now get to know vitu zifanyika kwa ground that you can explain to a client. For example, tukiwapea 21 days, client tufikiria kiti yake yani inachengwa na mtu mmoja. No, a seat has to go through the framework. Then there is the padding. Then there is the covering up. Those are 3 different people. Then kuna mtu wa finishing, almost 5 people on one chair. You have to explain all that to one person. You know? But government just to empower the fundis on the road.
Na hao fundis on the road wanatusikia sahi. Ungewapea, kuna msee amekuwa akifanya hiyo woodwork hapo kwa anaitwa fundi anakuanga hapa kila siku 20 years amekuwa hapo. Na sasa ana find economic kwa hada, alafu anasikia radio, anasikia dem amejenga nyumba akiwa 22.
It's unfair.
Amefanya vitu, ametengeneza do. Ungemwambia yeye aanzie wapi?
Well, kwanza turudi kwa hiyo point. Juu ni true story. A fundi who inspired me to do this. Ule fundi wangu wa kwanza mwenye alikuwa anatengeneza vitu poa, and then people came and loved it. He's still in the same, ako Karibangi South. He's still in the same lifestyle. Ananiona hapo na gari yangu, ako like, is this the same thing we are doing? Because I'm doing it differently. I've had education, experience, and exposure and all that. So I think Pia, go to school. Yeah, if they can go back to school, not the campus level. Hata hizi kuna kuangana
boot camps, some sort of mentorship program.
Yeah, and then take it seriously. Meet people who have made it in the same industry, and then just follow through the footpath. Ask them questions, you know, because it's unfair.
How do you thrive in your space? How do you stand out? Because we've established that kuna mabiashara mingi zinauza hizi vitu za interiors, Mombasa Road, you can see them, Gong Road, literally many places in Kenya. How does your business thrive?
And then also, how do you convince a customer, as we wind up, that product yenye ungeza nunua hapo Mombasa Road for this amount, me I'm going to send to you at a primo, it's going to take longer, 21 days, and akubali, asikwambie, hii neza ndapa nini Mombasa Road na nichukue na
quality. That is number one. Don't charge a client crazy amounts alafu ukuje hapa na kitu hata watoto wataanguka nayo double decker. It's unfair. So master quality even in your within you. Make sure the furniture you're selling, it's something you can use with your kids and in my house, you know. So quality, that is one. Then packaging, that's the difference. And then also emerging trends. Unapata, I can comfortably say Gaze is the best in the country, and we have yani kitu kitokea tuko nayo. So
the latest
Kenya uni jazz na mafundi. Style ikitokelezea
immediate.
Kila pahali ukienda kuna woodwork shop, kila mtu amefanya hiyo style moja.
Wacha nikwambie, I can comfortably say they copy Gaze.
How do you know?
Because I spend.
How do you know you're the first with certain designs, innovative designs, for example?
I've been here for 6 years.
Okay.
So I can comfortably say that because I see people, I walk around.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done my research. And then also, I was the first person to do furniture on Instagram. Then when it worked for me is when people now joined. Yeah, so because if you do your research 6 years ago, Instagram was just for people posting their stuff and themselves. So I took my personal page. At that time it had 2,000 followers. Nikafuta yote nikaeka furniture. Actually,
so
social media ni muhimu. Kama uko position pahali lazima pia umetengeneza page na kafiti ndio watu waweze kukupata.
Kabisa, kwanza social media is the it's God sent.
Most of your clients wanakupatanga IG.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, tell them your handle as we wrap up.
Gaze Furnishing Kenya Limited on Instagram, on Facebook, and then we are at Next Gen Mall also.
All right.
Yeah,
there you go.
Thank you so much for coming through. Na najua kuna mafundi wamelana thing or two. Remember guys, usibaki hapo kitu fundi maze. Elevate pia hiyo biashara. Hiyo biashara unasikia watu wanajenga manyumba ni nini pia wewe unaweza fanya hizo nini. And for young people who are looking for something to get into, have you thought about getting into furniture? Kwa sababu kitu moja, watu wanapenda vitanda. Hiyo bedsitter utaweka nini? Lazima uwe na kitanda, si ndio?
Lazima uwe na gongo fiti.
Lazima uwe na kiti, lazima uwe na nini. So maybe you should think about getting into furniture, especially if you've got the skill. Sasa unanifanya nisikie kwa carpenter.
Diversify your skills.
Mimi ni fundi wa mbao.
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way, where you are the MVP. No